Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how I make my plate loadable dumbbells. And this is a 7-foot long piece. This is going to be the axle. What this is just schedule 40. 1.5 inch nominal, which means it's about 1.9 inches outside diameter. So right around 49 millimeters. So it's just under a regular Olympic, but that's pretty close and easy to find. Preferably especially for the axle, you'd want to find schedule 80 if you can. I couldn't really find any on short notice, so you can just run down to a plumbing store usually and find schedule 40 in this size. Just be aware, Lowe's and Home Depot are getting cheaper and cheaper, and depending on your Lowe's and Home Depot, I don't believe Home Depot even carries this anymore. I looked where I live in a town over through multiple Home Depots, and they didn't stock it at all. I saw Lowe's that did, but I ended up getting this from a local plumbing store, and they cut it for me. They also beveled the edges a little bit so that they won't cut anybody or anything like that. Preferably make sure you do not have threads on the ends, because that's going to be useless to you and just jack you up. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to sand these down and paint them. These I think I could fit in my powder coating oven, which would be better because it would last longer. The axle I'm just going to spray paint, and the reason why is that this has a really weird coating on it. Just pretty much it's just meant to have water run through it and stuff like that, but as you can see, it's rusting. It's been laying out in the yard and stuff for a while, so just gonna sand and clean that up, because when I'm using these I don't want that all over my hands. If that's not a problem for you, just use them raw. You know, it's not really a problem for me, but if I'm gonna sit here and put the time in it, I'm gonna do it right. From there, I'm gonna fill these with sand, and I've got some 3D printed caps right here, and some collars and stuff like that. We'll see here in a little bit. You can find those on my Etsy store, and if you want the digital file, that'll also be available. So let's get with it. Alright guys, so as you can see, I powder coated those pipes. This is still just schedule 40 pipe. You can see, you know, it's decently thick. Preferably schedule 80 would be better to find, but it's probably harder. I couldn't find any here. So the next part of this, these are collars that I've 3D printed, and then I've inserted some heat inserts in here for the where are they? Oh, there we go, for the set screw. So these set screws are a little long, which is okay. Preferably I'd have ordered 1/2 inch long ones, but these are 3/4, and that's going to work out because I'm going to go ahead and drill. I should have done this on my axle, but I didn't. I'm not too worried about the axle not being able to lift weight, because I'll never have it this way, and I'm not planning to throw the axle around. But these ones here I'm going to use as circus dumbbells probably. Like I'm already planning to do that in a couple of days, so I'm going to go ahead and drill these out, and then put the inserts in here, and I'll show that part after I've drilled these. For those wondering, this is what's going to go in the end. Just tap this down, and you know, it'll look a lot better that way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you guys that step in a moment. Alright guys, so here we are. I'm just measuring these to come up. So this is 20-inch long pipe. I think I've mentioned that before. So I want a 6-inch handle. So I'm going to go ahead and put the collars right at 7 inches. That's where I'm going to drill the holes at on them. So I probably leave probably about 5 3/4 inch handle, which is plenty big enough for me. I want more loadable space on these than anything. So that's what we're going to do right now. Go ahead and get these drilled, and then I'll show you how I mount the collars on. Alright, so I've already done one. I decided not to drill them. I wanted to see how strong the glue is, so when I go to toss this one tomorrow, we'll find out. I've had these on an axle bar that wasn't powder coated. Set it up just like this, and I was able to put 200 pounds on here and just hold it, and it didn't do anything. So I figured with just glue it would be all right. But so from this point forward, I'll show you exactly what you need to do this. You need your 1.5 inch nominal pipe, or 50 millimeter if you're overseas and don't have Freedom units. That comes out to 1.9 inches OD. This is schedule 40, whatever length you want. If you're doing an axle bar, it's either 7 foot or 5 foot, depending what you're going to be doing with it. If you're going to be doing clean and jerks, probably just do a 5. I use mine for deadlifts a lot, so I have a 7 footer I made. For adjustable dumbbells, that's kind of up to you. The main thing is the handle part, you want somewhere between 5 to 6.5 inches, depending on your hand size. So this one is 6 inches, and this is a 20-inch piece of Schedule 40 pipe. So that leaves me with, minus the thickness of these, 7 inches on here to load, which comes out pretty decent. Any longer and it would just be unruly. The other parts you're going to need, one of these kits. I will be supplying the nut inserts for these. So if you're in America, you're pretty much set to go. You just need an Allen wrench. If you're overseas and you want metric and these for metric, please message me first and I'll get those squared away. These are the end caps. They will ship like this so that they're protected a little bit better. You just can pop the supports right off and throw this part in the trash. And then that's your end stop. Now the way you're going to do this, depending how these were cut, this has a little flared edge to it right here. You can't really see it in the camera so well, but it's got a little bit of a flare and that changes the dimension a bit. So these will be a little bit tight going over that. I do sand the inside of these before I ship them so that they'll fit a little smoother, so they don't score up the pipe on their way down if you've got it nice and painted like I do. Now, besides just relying on the set screws, I would run these collars right down to here, and then I put some glue on here. And this is the glue I'm using, is Gorilla Glue. Please don't put this in your hair like somebody else has done. I prefer the gel glue on these. It sets up way faster and you don't have to play with water on it. Just regular Gorilla Glue will work. Just make sure you follow the instructions and damp one side, either the plastic ring or the metal. Run the collar all the way down to where you want on top of the glue that you've put around there. And then you'll just tighten the set screws up. So, like I said, these are too long. I'm going to go run to the hardware store probably tomorrow and get some more. But, you know, COVID times, I don't want to go unless I have to. That's pretty much all you got to do. You run those there. Once you've done that, you'll go ahead and throw some glue around this. And just get a rubber mallet or whatever you want to tap them in, and just tappy tap tap, and comes out looking pretty clean. And that's all you really need for the kit to make your own dumbbells and barbells, well, axles anyways. If you want these in any certain dimensions or colors or anything like that, just go ahead and message me. If you're looking to 3D print your own, check my website. I'm going to go ahead and throw these files up for free because they weren't really hard or anything to do. And I think it'd be cool if more people make their own fitness equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and hopefully at the end of this you'll see some video footage of me using these and the axle. So stay tuned. As you can see, I've switched the nut inserts to shorter ones. A couple of things as far as going to make these again. This handle could be quite a bit shorter. It's way too wide. The collars that you need for these are any collars for any of Rogue or anybody else's axle stuff that's 1.9 inch outer diameter, so odd diameter. That is smaller than your regular 50 millimeter Olympic sizes, so there's a little bit of looseness in these weights. I've had 150 pounds on this dumbbell and haven't really had any problems. Just 3 sets of 25. So honestly, I would probably make this a 16-inch with the same sleeve size and just make this smaller. But yeah, I just wanted to show you me using them. The axle's inside. It's basically the exact same thing, just longer. And I only use it for deadlifts and some axle cleaning presses. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to message me. Thank you very much.